this book of Allah is complete. Like all other books that He gave to all other messengers were complete. There was nothing missing that any messenger had to pull from his back pocket or front pocket and put inside. I am not crazy when I am telling you that. I am telling you what the book says. So somebody will ask me, well, how come the things that I have seen my father and mother and the whole world doing, not in this book? This shows you this book is not complete. This is how we speak. We don't realize what a dangerous conclusion that is. Nobody has told us that in our life. In fact, they try to circumvent that, and they give us all kinds of wishy-washy explanation, and somehow they have cajoled us into accepting that this book is incomplete. And this is in clear violation of express divine text. This Qur'an has told us that we should not establish deen except on what is in this book. And that's the problem. Ask the whole Muslim world, they will quote the Qur'an to you, but the Qur'an was not allowed to be studied. It still is not a textbook of study in Muslim universities, any part of the Muslim world. Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, there is no freedom of investigation. I can tell you that. I am not talking because I want to talk. I have been a product of the Muslim world. I have dealt with the Muslim world at a professional level, the highest professional level. And if there is something they can't deal with, is objectivity, is open-mindedness. They suffocate the Qur'an, preventing its natural principles to be taught to its people. Because, here is the argument, how can 1400 years of scholarship be wrong? I can give you a million examples how 1400 years and more of scholarship have been manifestly wrong. How come we don't accept that Jesus Christ is God? This has been more than 1400 years. How come we don't accept that Jesus Christ is Son of God? This is more than 1400 years. How come we don't accept the doctrine Holy Mary, Mother of God? How come we don't accept that? We tend to use different argument, wishy-washy argument, when it is convenient for us. Our worries should be, I did not leave myself out. Our worries should be, how come we have the audacity to do things from a book, from outside a book, when we profess so much of love for a book? You can see how much we love the Qur'an. What sadness it would be to leave this life and not to be able to examine it for yourself independently without my or anybody else's influence. Because that is your responsibility. It's not my responsibility. It's our individual responsibility. And it can become our collective responsibility if we engage by mutual understanding and commitment and respect someone to express it for us, but that does not absolve us from knowing it, studying it, thinking about it. Because unless we continue to be students, people will come today and say one thing, and when I'm gone, somebody else is going to come and say the next thing. So what are you going to do? You're going to do one thing today, the next thing, the next day. This is not your responsibility. The Qur'an told the beloved Prophet, and I told you that in chapter 2, verse 256, that this message of Allah cannot be administered by force. Mother and father cannot make children Muslims. They can make them cultural Muslims. And that's what most mothers and fathers have done. Because they can do based on their knowledge and their observation and their perception. But actually living the message of God's guidance has to come from the heart, the mind, the soul, the light, the energy of every individual. That's when that individual starts to really live and submit to divine guidance, or oppose it with personal views, or oppose it with the popular views of society, or with culture or tradition. Mothers and fathers can do their very best. And their best is relative to their knowledge and conviction of divine guidance. So the Qur'an made it very clear, La ikraha fi deen. Nobody can force this deen on us. And we should not force it on anybody. We will never succeed. قَدْ تَبَيَّنَ الرُّشْدُ مِنَ الْغَيِّ. Why? Because making up of one's mind has to be done on the basis of recognizing that the straight way, the upright way, the way to evolve and to rise from the debris of human society, قَدْ تَبَيَّنَ الرُّشْدُ. The way to rise out of the debris of human society and the way to remain sleeping in it has been made clear. All of us have choices. You can choose to become cultural Muslims and remain cultural Muslims, to remain part-time Muslims. You know, they got Ramzani Muslims, they told me. They got Eidain Muslims, they come alive. They got Jumratan Muslims, they come alive on Jummah. Or they got Muslims who come alive when somebody's dead, or somebody's getting married, and all these different nights and days that they make up. Or you and I can choose to become the human beings who use divine guidance to get out of the rot that we're in. To get out of the mess that we're in. To get out of the stagnation that we're in. To get out of the ignorance that we're in. To get out of all the shackles and chains that have held us. And only we can explain why we allow them to keep us so long from going wholeheartedly to the book that we call the book of Allah, that we have no doubt was given to the beloved Prophet. So the Qur'an says, everything is made clear. So if everything is made clear, there is nothing I can do to superimpose this on you. فَمَنْ يَكْفُرْ بِالطَّاغُوتِ. But as I've said, we have got to do more than just being sincere, being humble, being gentle, being charitable. And these are nice qualities. To be humble, to be sincere, to be charitable, to have good vibes, good intentions, all of those things. I don't see anything negative in that. But the Qur'an is not about beliefs. It's about actions. It's not about beliefs. Whoever told us this, they have mistranslated Arabic. The Qur'an is not about beliefs. What is the usefulness of having high beliefs and producing no actions? The Qur'an is about actions. The convictions, of course, will determine the nature of the actions. But the Qur'an is all about actions. You and I are not required to prove ourselves to one another.